Hi! It's officially fall. I immediately go into the Dollar Tree when Halloween stuff hits. I saw this sign. It's cute, but I thought of something else. I'm gonna try to make this into a Nightmare Before Christmas sign. So I'm going to be crafting this sign. You're gonna be coming along with me for the ride because I could mess up. So let's get started. So I'm going to show you the paints that I got for this project, which is all from Walmart. So the paints are about 50 cents to $1. They didn't have some paints in the matte finish, so I had to get some glossy. Arbor Green in matte, Blue Cotton in matte, Antique White in matte, Tuscan Red in matte, Flamenco Red in matte, Purple Pansy in matte, and Spring Green in gloss. This is the only gloss that I had to get, so thankfully this was only the expensive one. Matte White, which I have already had from a recent project, and also a big container of matte black. This I had as well. I also grabbed some matte Mod Podge to seal the project in. Okay, we're gonna start off by sketching. And I have my Halloween pencil with me, which I also got at the dollar store. Both the eraser and the pencil. I'm using 2 different pictures for my sketch. You don't have to sketch, but it definitely makes things easier on where you're going to put things instead of freehanding and making mistakes. The sign is very glittery when you put it down, so if you don't want the extra mess, I would suggest putting a newspaper down before you start painting so that you don't have to clean up more mess. I also recommend using some masking tape and kind of taping it on the glitter to get some loose glitter off so that you have less mess. I didn't do that because I didn't mind cleaning up afterwards, but if you don't want the extra time cleaning, then that's what I would suggest. I'm going to take off the ribbon. Make sure to shake the paints before you paint. Paint with a base coat of white paint first so that the colors will pop. It doesn't matter if you paint the first coat a bit messy, it'll be covered up. If you want to use both sides of the sign, you want to be careful not to get paint on the glitter. The paint does wipe off with the wet cloth if you get it on the painted parts of the sign, but on the glitter parts they will stay. I didn't get any on the glitter, but I would just recommend you be very safe if you want to use both sides. I got these brushes in a pack from Walmart. They're okay. I don't recommend the one I'm using in the beginning. It's a very hairy brush and it leaves bristles everywhere, so I wouldn't recommend that one. It did dry quickly, so it felt, so I sketched out where I needed things to go, but some areas did scrape off on the pencil as I was sketching, so you should wait a little longer than I did if that bothers you. It did turn out fine. I was able to sketch on it okay, but some areas just weren't that dry. If you've noticed, the sign is a little bit bent. It's not because of the wet paint, it's actually because after I bought it, I put it in a storage bin to save for later, and it kind of bent in there. So, I mean, it's still, you can still put it on the wall, but it's a little bent. Off to the side I had water and dipped it before every color and wiped it dry with a paper towel. It says to let the paint dry for an hour before putting anything else on, but I didn't wait. I mixed in white with purple pansy. I did the trim of the hat so that I could go over with purple pansy and go over any lines that I may have missed. So at this point I just switched more to a detailing brush because the bristles were just going everywhere and it wasn't making straight lines like I wanted it to. If you can see at the end of the hat, it looks a bit lighter than the rest. It's because the paint was scraping off. I let it dry and repainted it and it came out much nicer and darker. I'm taking spring green and I'm painting the witch's mask. I painted around some areas so the paint wouldn't hide the pencil underneath, so I didn't have to wait as much for it to dry. Does anyone love getting paint on their hands when they're painting? I don't know, I just really enjoy it. It feels like you're really making art. Then I mix blue cotton in with a little bit of the antique white to make it a little bit more paler, but not going over the eyes, the hair, or the teeth. At this part, I was drawing at an angle, so I didn't realize that the other half of the mouth was a bit straight and not crooked up like I wanted it to be. And I just showed you my brush, which you probably can't see because it's way too fast, but it had mermaid colors. So now I'm taking flamenco red and I am painting the devil's mask. Again, leaving areas like the smile and the eyes are unpainted. And now we're going to do the eyes next with black. So I'm going in with black with the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. I just put some black in with the spring green to make a kind of grayish, greenish color. And I did the corners of the eyes and also the hair. You want to make sure the hair looks sporadic and piecey and not so much put well together. So I went in with arbor green on the skull's hair. And went Tuscan red on the devil's mask. And now I'm going in with antique white and I'm painting the teeth. Now I'm going in with white for the eyes on the skull mask. Just detailing up some parts that I didn't do very well on with the other brush. And I didn't wait to do the black pupils on the eyes like I should have, so they kind of look gray, but it's okay. I'm doing some detail work on the devil's mask as well, filling in those pale streaky bits. I'm detailing more on the teeth with some antique white. I'm filling in the devil's eyes now with some black. Did the nose. And you want to go in with a detailed brush around the teeth, and I filled the mouth in with black. I'm going in with gray. I mixed white and black together and I got this gray color, and I'm just painting in the teeth. I'm taking some black and I'm just making a line across the teeth. I got a detailing brush and I just went around every tooth. In the beginning, I kind of just went with the bigger brush, but I kind of learned my lesson after it wasn't working out. And I am outlining the eyes on the skull mask. I dry brushed some paint around the eyes and around the teeth because those were where I messed up the most. I like the look of it, so I kept on with that vintage look throughout the entire project. You just want to dip your brush and wipe it on a paper towel and drag your brush across the sign. I put a little bit of black in each main color. So I put a little bit of black in the blue cotton, the spring green, and also the flamenco red to create this dry brushing effect. So I just outlined the mouth on the devil's mask, and I'm just fixing up the teeth. Touching up the eyes, making minor touch-ups here and there. I went ahead and I added some black in the purple pansy as well, and I dry brushed on the hat. And now I'm just doing some line work around the parts that I feel need to be defined more so that you can kind of get a definition of each, so that it doesn't look so flat. I was going to Mod Podge it, but then I made a mistake. I decided to outline the witch's hair, which I regret doing because I liked the PC look that it did before. Now it just kind of looks swampy and moppy, but the outcome is good either way. And now I'm taking some Mod Podge and I am sealing the entire project. I remember when I first used Mod Podge, I thought I messed up
the project because I thought I was going to stay like that and smear the paint, but no, it dries pretty well. I love Mod Podge. Make sure to get every crack and crevice, make sure to get every surface area, and don't miss a spot. There was a piece of hair from the other brush. I just got impatient and I just used the hairy brush. Like, I shouldn't have done that. Now I'm going to take the ribbon and tie it back on top.
Got my glasses on. Yeah, I really cannot see without them. How did I do? This was before, and this is after. And I think it looks pretty cool. This is my favorite out of the three, but I really enjoyed painting this one. Comment down below if you enjoyed this video, if you're going to make this craft, and what is your favorite Nightmare Before Christmas character? I personally like the mayor. The mayor's cool. I mean, I like the Easter Bunny. Very small cameo, but the mayor is pretty cool in my opinion. This is my very first video, so, you know, give me some good criticisms here. I'm trying to better my setup. I know it looks like I'm filming in the 90s, but I really don't have money to bump up my camera. So hopefully if this channel takes off, I can upgrade my camera, and that'll be something to look forward to. Better quality. But for now, this will do. So I've had this camera for 7 years and I've never made a video with it like I was planning to when I first bought this camera. Hence my name, the Procrastinator. 7 years later, here's my first craft. Subscribe if you want more crafting content like this. I am going to do Inktober. It's my very first Inktober, so if you're interested in that, sub to see that. I do have more crafts and more kits down the line, so I am going to do some kits that I've bought that I haven't opened yet. Thank you for watching. Bye!